Okay, so E3 ended yesterday, and I didn't want to make a video right away. You know what I'm saying? I kind of wanted to let it sit and percolate in my mind a little bit, because there were so many games that they showed, and the press conferences were long, and even though the press conferences ended, a couple of days ago, maybe 2-3 days ago, but I wanted to let the whole event end, and it ended yesterday. So I have my winner, and I'm just gonna get it out the way, and then the rest of the video is just gonna be defending my point of view. And this isn't on like some fanboy thing, because I actually own a PlayStation. So I actually think the winner of E3 2014 was Microsoft, and here's why. First of all, they showed more exclusive content. You know what I mean? Like both Microsoft and Sony showed multi-plat games. So Sony, I think, showed the Order 1886, Far Cry 4, Battlefield, and what else did they show? Mortal Kombat 10, Metal Gear Solid Phantom Pain, and then Microsoft had its games that it showed. It showed Assassin's Creed Unity and The Witcher 3, and so I'm not really basing my opinion on that, because those are games that you can buy on either system. But Microsoft had, I think, about 13 exclusive games that they showed, and most of their exclusive games, except for Halo, which I've never really cared for too much, but they had about 13 exclusive games, and several of them looked really, really good. Ori and the Blind Forest. Like, this game looked like something out of a Disney movie. Like, it looked like you could take a DVD and put it right onto the Xbox One and play the DVD movie like on your Xbox One. That's how good it looked. I mean, it's kind of dark. Or maybe that was just what they showed. Maybe it was just at night, but it was a lot of blacks and blues, and soft white light. So I don't know. Maybe that was just the point in time when they decided to show the game at E3. A game that I thought looked good that Microsoft showed was Sunset Overdrive. It had this sort of punk rebel feel. I think it'll do pretty well, because I think Microsoft needs these independent IPs to be successful. I think more so than Sony. Sony, I think, can fall back on the multi-plats, because honestly, the indie IPs for Sony, the exclusives for Sony, none of them really did anything for me. Bloodborne, Let It Die, like, I don't know, it seemed like something out of a horror movie. Like, it didn't really feel like or maybe that's what they were going for, I don't know, but it just didn't seem like something I would want to play too much. What else? No Man's Sky. Oh, let me for a second break off from that, and now let me just get Nintendo out of the way. Yeah, because Nintendo had this they didn't even do like a normal press conference. They did this tape thing, this tape video thing, and I didn't even know where to find it online. Like, I just caught it on YouTube, basically. There were really only 2 games that they showed that I was even remotely interested in, and that was Xenoblade Chronicles, which is sort of like this sci-fi RPG. But it was in Japanese, so I don't really know if they were trying to appeal to Western fans, or I don't know what was going on there. But it looked good though, and it was the only game they showed that didn't look like it was made for 5-year-olds. And then you had Splatoon, which had this whole cartoony theme, cartoony vibe, but I thought it was really original. Because instead of, having a gun with bullets and, a rocket launcher and missiles and things like that, you had a paintball, seemed like a paintball gun. and you were shooting paint or spraying paint all over the place, and each team has its own paint, and you're like a squid, and you can jump in and out of the paint, and but somebody can come along and mess up your path, and so you couldn't progress further, and I guess whichever team had their paint covering them, the most land at the end of the match will be the winner. So I mean, it seemed like harmless fun. I don't know if I'd buy it, but I would definitely want to watch somebody else play it, or maybe go over to somebody's house and watch them play it. Too bad I don't know anybody that owns a Wii or Wii U. Me myself, I haven't actually owned a Nintendo system since the Super Nintendo back in the 90s. So yeah, back to Microsoft. Now they did have some games that I didn't really care for too much, like Forza Horizons 2. I'm not really into racing games too much, despite the fact that the Forza games do look great. It's just not for me though. So they didn't really get any points from me because of that. Dead Rising 3, I think that's coming out for the PC as well. It's not coming out for the PS4. Again, it's not really something that appealed to me too much. Fable Legends 2, I mean, not Fable Legends 2, but Fable Legends 2 also. It's not really something I play. And then Halo 5. They announced Halo 5. They didn't show anything. It's supposed to be coming out next year, I believe. It's called Halo 5 Guardians, and the thing they spent the most time talking about with regards to Halo was the Master Chief Collection, which is really nothing more than Halos 1 through 4 all in one. So you could play Halo 1 in all of its outdated graphical glory, in the Master Chief Collection. Like I don't know. If you've never played Halo before, I guess that would be appealing to you. It's not to me. Like, and this whole idea of repackaging old games and re-releasing them kind of just seems like a hustle for some money. They announced Halo Nightfall as well, which is supposed to be, I think Ridley Scott is making it. And it's supposed, I'm not sure if it's live action or if it's animated, I can't remember exactly. But it's supposed to sort of go into sort of the world of Halo from a film perspective. So we'll have to see how that is. Now I may check that out. So, we'll see. They showed Inside, which, like Ori and the Blind Forest, Inside also is a game that looks like it was ripped out of a Disney film. The scope seemed really huge. Like, you had this really small character in this really huge environment. And it was also 2D, like the Ori game, Ori and the Blind Forest. I'm gonna have to buy that game. I'm serious. I'm really gonna have to buy that game. On to Sony. I can't leave Sony out. Even though I think Microsoft won, I can't leave Sony out. Sony, their press conference to me was about 20 minutes too long. Everyone is talking about how in the middle of their press conference, it just got really, I don't know, it just got really slow. I don't know what happened. They did talk about Project Morpheus, which we're gonna have to see how well those virtual reality headsets do. The game that really jumped out to me out of Sony's whole conference, again excluding the multiplats, because we know they're going to be coming out on both systems, was Little Big Planet 3. I didn't play 1 and 2. They didn't really seem like games I'd be interested in too much, but looking at this game on PS4, oh my god. I don't know, I may have to buy it. I don't know. I don't know yet, but the Little Big Planet 3, Ori and the Blind Forest, they're two games that really surprised me the most. And I'll probably end up buying both of them. One's for Microsoft, one's for Sony. But Everything else, now let me spend some time talking about the multiplats. They showed a gameplay clip of the Order 1886. It looks incredible, but it's sort of like Watch Dogs. You hope it looks as good as it's advertised when the game finally comes out. And then what else? Mortal Kombat 10 is going to be a must-buy. They showed some new characters. I think they showed Scorpion and Sub-Zero, of course. But then they had like this big dude, and I don't know what the hell it was, and some little, female creature on his back, and they were fighting like this bug woman. I don't know. She looked like a giant fly or something with a human body, but or not a fly, but a fairy maybe. So, Mortal Kombat 10 is a must-buy. Metal Gear Solid: The Phantom Pain, and Batman: Arkham Knight. Oh, and Uncharted 4, and that's supposed to be in-game footage or in-game graphics. So, tons and tons of games coming out at the end of this year and definitely next year. It's going to be a really packed year for gaming. Dudes' wallets are going to get raped. Like, really, like, you may drop 300 plus on video games next year at the rate things are going. So leave a comment in the comment section. Tell me who you think won, and check me out later.